Welcome to Hot Takes. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that is pretty controversial. Should you opt to have your work email on your phone? James, why don't you kick us off?
Well, I'm going to say no.
Absolutely fucking not.
Wow. Aggressive. I love it.
Johnny?
Yes.
I say yes. Ty, what do you think about this one?
As someone who does have their work email on their phone, I guess I have to say yes.
Yeah, I think it's important. I mean, I'm in a different position, I guess, a little bit. But I am a firm believer that fast responses are really key in the world that we live in. I think that every person is really, really built to have things in their hands and have the abilities to receive information and data and everything really fast now. So I think that just has to be the way it is. Responses have to be quick.
If you're not a doctor, no one's dying on the table, so it can wait until the morning. That's my thoughts on it.
No.
Well, I don't mind having it and using it during the day, during work hours. But I think that's what Ryan's point is, and where I also stand. You got to disconnect. You got to. And having it on your phone sometimes makes you stay connected, and you kind of keep gravitating towards your emails. I'll even go on vacation. I hate it. I hate myself for doing it because I want to unplug completely. I want to get away. And then how many emails did I get? It's Monday, and I'm off, and it's I don't know. I think it just adds an unnecessary stress, and you could remove that stress by just not having it downloaded and working from your work computer.
It's called having an out of office for a reason. I'm out of the office. I'll check with you tomorrow.
Well,
you can wait.
Do you ever see these people that actually put an out of office from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. So they're off hours.
Every
like it's still during
day.
the week, like Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday, every day.
Absolutely, yeah. When you clock out, you're done for the day. I'll see you in the morning. Out of office on.
You have one on for you?
When I log off for the day, yeah. I'm not checking it at midnight.
If I email you at 8 p.m., I'm going to get the out-of-office response.
Absolutely.
Really?
Interesting.
So you just keep it on, and then whenever you go on vacation, you just switch it to the vacation version.
Yeah, you just change up the verbiage instead of I'll be back tomorrow.
Internally and externally?
Internally and externally. But as you'll hear, I like to unplug, and work is work, and I like to separate. So that's me. But that's why I'm where I'm standing.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, you're just using that auto response to kick someone and say, hey, wait for me to respond to you in 16 hours. I just respond to them.
At 11 p.m. at night, I'm not thinking about you. I'm either sleeping or watching the Heat game, something stupid.
No.
Do any of your companies require you to have it?
What, email?
Yeah.
I don't require our team to have it, but I do think that it's highly recommended that you have it, because if I shoot you an email, we use internal. I think another thing though, internally, a lot of companies are using Slack or some internal messaging system.
Teams.
Right?
Yeah, I think that counts towards this too.
If that counts for this, yes, I expect you to answer me at 8 o'clock if I respond. If I send you something, I will literally say, hey, you don't need to respond to this right now, but just put this on your radar, because I'm constantly on the go. And I'm constantly looking at things. But if there's something urgent that we need at 9 a.m., how are you supposed to be prepared?
I'm assuming this is on a Sunday or Saturday, not 9 a.m. on a Monday when you actually have work going on.
Yeah, like I'm saying, if someone comes in at 9 a.m. and they're not seeing their messages until 9 a.m. and I shoot them something at 7 o'clock at night, which isn't even that late, how are they supposed to be prepared for that at 9 a.m.? They're not. They're just supposed to, look at it then. I don't think that's.
Are you paying them hourly or salary? Because you gotta pay them overtime if they're hourly, and now you're expecting them to be on the clock and responding.
No, everyone's salary.
That's one situation, but it could also determine this, depending on their structure. That plays
there's laws on that too.
There are, yeah. And
the law is to answer your emails.
Okay. Then there's the graveyard shift too, though. That's an additional pay outside of overtime. So it just depends on the setup, I guess, is what I'm.
And the role. I think the roles. I want to say my company, and I'm surprised, Johnny, you don't have a requirement because you guys are a little more sales centric. But I think our sales team is required to have their emails on their phone.
Yeah, and that's probably how I look at things, right? I'm looking at it from a performance sales, client relations perspective in most cases. So
yeah, I just think it depends on the individual, right? you also got to factor like who the audience is, who you're reaching out to. Are you conscious of like their well-being? Is there something going on outside of work? Well, let's bring it back to like the 8 to 5 or 8 to 4, 9 to 5. I mean, you could argue that's not even like a real thing anymore because so many people have the flexibility during those core hours to get stuff done after 5, 6 o'clock at night, where what is the difference between doing work versus just getting an email and having it on your phone? I don't see a difference whatsoever. Because I have people I work with, they have kids, they take their kids to school, they have a lot more flexibility in the morning, can't get stuff done because of prior obligations, but then they'll be working their core time from like 7 to 9 p.m. and I'll get emails, follow-ups, and that doesn't bother me. So like if they're reaching out to me and I have my phone and I'm looking at it, I'm going to respond. It takes 1, 2, 3 minutes maybe to respond to an email. I think it's just a hypothetical scenario. I don't know. I'm all for having an email on the phone. I don't think it's that much of a burden. But again, you talk about Teams, Slack, like arguably people communicate via text now.
Yep.
Right. So what is the
true.
difference there? Like if I have to reach out to a customer or an internal, employee, like is it not work because I'm texting them? Probably not. So
I'm talking about the average time too. Like there's also circumstances. Like
Yeah.
if someo's having a baby or something like that, I'm not gonna be like, hey, can you get me this?
Yeah.
I'm not doing
course.
that. I'm talking about the average.
yeah.
Like, if you're at home watching HGTV at 8:30 at night, and I send you an email, you have the full capability of responding. Like you're watching HGTV.
I think that comes to my point from what I'm getting from both of you. It's the expectation that was set from the company's perspective, essentially on what they want to see from you on how you interact with your applications on your phone, with your work applications, essentially. Because the other side of it is usually work sets the expectation that, well, you're at work. Don't be texting, taking calls, answering emails, shopping, and all those other things from your personal life, right? So why should, and again, remember, I'm a no on this. Why should work expect you to operate that way, but then also have the what's your saying, Ryan? It's the
Oh boy.
the double negative kind of thing.
Oh, double standard.
Double standard.
Yeah.
Thank you. Where you are required to answer work stuff in your personal time. It's your personal time.
I get that, but I think that you have to look at the business that you're in, and you have to look at what is the core value of your business. If speed of response dictates your ability to grow and scale and commit
Role-based.
to your clientele, well, then that's what you need to do. But if not, like that's like saying an emergency room, like emergency's like, nah, we're open or we're closed or we're not gonna take anybody in. They need to respond instantly all the time.
It's probably why Ryan and I like this. We're back office people.
Yeah, we're operations, so it's
But-
different for you guys are more sales.
Yeah.
You guys both face deadlines, and like there's an expectation that if you have something due the following day, like you have
But
to
I'm
get
salaried.
it done.
That's true too. I'll also say when you talked about the flexibility piece, if you have that worked in, there could be times where you're working past 5, you're working past 6, but at some point you're going to say, all right, I'm done for the day. I'm shutting it down. At that point, I'm not looking at it later.
Yeah,
So
that's
for
the
me, it's
outlier,
not
I
more
guess.
about time. Maybe
For
it's
sure.
not time, like it's not specifically 5, but when I say I'm done for the day, like that's when the out of box goes on. It could be 6, it could be 7, right? But it's more a
100%.
mindset where
I guess
I'm closing the door, stepping away.
if you're getting everything that you need to do done by 6, 7, whatnot, and no one needs to reach out to you, that's one circumstance. But if things pop up and something is urgent, what happens?
Yeah.
You just don't respond?
And that's even to that point, it's like for us particularly, it's like if my customer has a fire or has something going on and they are on the clock or working later at night and they reach out to me, I feel like I'm obligated to respond.
100%.
That's me personally. Like I don't feel like everyone needs to be that way, but it's like they're going out of their way to reach out to you for something that's probably critical or urgent that's we have some type of solution or impact on. So it's like you probably should respond. Now listen, to your point though, if it's not that urgent and you're just sending out an email at 8, 9 o'clock and you're saying, hey, you don't need to respond right now, but just be mentally ready, like, hey, by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock the next day, like there's an expectation this needs to be done. Fair game.
I think my company set up a culture perspective that text messages when it's urgent, but you have that person's number. I don't have everyone's number in my company, so if there is something urgent that requires my attention and the only way to get to me is email and IMs, I think it's frequency is when it comes to play next.
So you will get a text, and you have gotten a text later at night that you have to respond to.
A text?
A text.
No.
No one has ever texted you after hours.
No, my boss usually just sets the tone of if I'm on vacation and you need me, text me. But they're also saying I'm making myself available for this. If I don't make myself available, then I'm not available.
Yeah.
I think you just hit the nail on the head. It's the expectation from the business, from your supervisor, what your setup is. We've said there's a lot of different variables, but Ty, right, as that deciding factor, where do you land on this? We kind of have made our points and differences.
Did we change your opinion?
I think I'll be keeping my email on my phone.
Yes.
Tomato.
Yes.
Fair enough.
That
Awesome.
hurts.
All right. I think we came to a conclusion. Email on your phone is a preferred and is going to make your boss love you. See you next time.